Today is harvest day, and what I'm doing right now is I am setting up our new wash tank. We were using the cooler that you saw just a few moments ago, using it to wash out our produce. We'd clean it out, dump it out, and then we would put our produce that we were taking to our customers in it to deliver. So we're going to go ahead and cut that out, just use the cooler for what a cooler's for, and we actually have an official wash tank now. And this is a 100-gallon wash tank. Rubbermaid, I believe, makes it. So I think I've been adding the course of block on there to raise it up so that way we could work in it easy and efficiently and without somebody hurting their back. But I think I'm going to raise it one more course of block so that way basically you just reach down instead of having to reach over. So let me add one more course, and that's actually getting me a little bit of workout in because these block are pretty heavy. They're actually heavier than the standard size block. So yeah, this is the perfect height right here. You don't have to reach over too far. You can get out what you need and not have to worry about bending over and breaking and hurting your back. So since it's brand new, I need to go ahead and clean this out before we use it. But we got a lot of work to do. Getting the harvest done. It's going to be a busy day today. So I pretty much harvested what I'm going to get out of this bed of arugula here. I still have a couple more beds of arugula to harvest from, but I really do recommend arugula as a summer crop. It's really a great green to grow during these hotter months. It's actually really easy to grow, and it germinates very, very well. In this bed right here, I've gotten 2, in some spots 3 cuttings off this bed, but now it's time to retire this bed. Because another thing that's happening here is, well, there's a couple things happening. One is we've pretty much, when you've gotten what you need to get out of the arugula, it starts to get thicker stalks, and some people don't like that quite as much. They usually like the leaves to be smaller, the stems smaller, so that's what we're going for. Also, since this is a new bed, there's still a lot of weed seeds that are in here. So as what we're seeing right here is we're having grass and things that have come up, sprouted up, and we want to go ahead and get this bed cleared out before they go to seed, because once they go to seed, they're spreading their seeds all over the place, and we don't want that. That's just creating more problems. So we want to nip that in the bud before it becomes a bigger problem. And look who we have here right behind me. Selah harvesting some tomatoes. Look at those tomatoes you're harvesting there, Selah. They look pretty neat there. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
I do want to get a bubbler set up for this tank here. The bubbler aids in washing the greens and keeps you from having to put human hands on them each time, because just each time you touch them, that increases the likelihood of them getting bruised and damaged. Well, I still have more arugula to harvest, but we're gonna go ahead and get some breakfast first. Good morning, Micah.
Good morning.
What you doing?
Bathing and diving.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Breakfast ready?
Yes, on the table.
Morning.
Good morning.
So what do we have here? Have you eaten breakfast yet? No? Have you? You've eaten breakfast? No? So we're gonna have some... Whoa! So we're gonna have some eggs, oat bran. I'm gonna have some arugula with it. Do you like oat bran, Micah?
And blueberry.
And blueberries? You like arugula? You do? Here. Try one. You're not gonna try it? It's good. What about you, Josiah? Will you eat some arugula? No? You used to eat it straight out of the garden. What's happening?
I'll eat it.
You will? There you go. Tell them, Selah, arugula is good for you. Arugula is actually high in vitamin A and vitamin K, and it's good for detoxing the body. And I'm all about growing things that not just for the sake of growing them and for being a farmer, but to know the health benefits associated with growing them. Arugula also helps with decreasing inflammation, detoxifying the body, helping bone health and things like that. So I'm gonna say that was pretty good. The eggs, the oat bran with the blueberries, with a little bit of molasses on top, and then the arugula with tomatoes that Lacie chopped up for me, and with a little bit of molasses on top of that. Like molasses, put that stuff on everything, tastes good. I like it. Selah likes it too, right?
Yep. No.
So now it's time to get back outside and get some work done because it's harvest day. You guys ready to help me harvest?
Yes!
So here's how the basic workflow goes for our wash and pack station. After I bring in items off the field, mainly our greens, we'll come here over here and we'll dump them right into our wash tank. So after that, then we move them over here to our spinning table, which is where we'll use our salad spinner, our green spinners, and we'll get them mostly dry. And then from that point, we'll take them over to under the fan, under our dry table, where it will just dry them off a little bit more before we package them. I ultimately want to convert this wash machine here into a salad spinner, but we're not there yet. Another benefit to growing arugula, I mentioned it being a quick crop. You can actually go from seed to harvest in less than a month, about a month's time period. So that's another huge benefit to growing arugula. I finish up the arugula, and Josiah was working on harvesting some new variety of okra that we were trying out.
Daddy, is this an interesting way of curing okra?
It sure is. Never seen that one done before. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
Next, we harvested some radishes. Oh, and I forgot to mention that there were some radishes, some volunteers that were in our compost pile that I also harvested, and they looked pretty neat. They actually were microgreens that had grown full size to be some radishes, full-size radishes. And for rinsing off the radishes, I put them right beside our Murasaki peppers, so that way as I was cleaning off the radishes, I was also watering the peppers at the same time. So right here, Josiah's gonna help me out, and we're gonna harvest our Murasaki peppers. So I really recommend the Murasaki pepper. One reason, it is so prolific. Look at it right here. Check it out right here. There's so many peppers on these plants. So I think between the arugula and the peppers, we're definitely gonna be using some of this in dinner tonight. So we're getting a lot of meals off the arugula and the peppers here too. So if you want to purchase this variety of pepper, go to rareseeds.com. Baker Creek sells these Murasaki peppers as well as the arugula that we're growing over there. And the arugula that we're growing is Rocket Arugula. Really good, one of the fastest growing arugula and really efficient for market gardeners.
That's what I'm doing.
And the Murasaki pepper, it's not a hot pepper at all. It's just similar to a bell pepper in flavor.
In the back.
So for those of you who don't like hot peppers, this would be a route you could go for a smaller, more prolific pepper. And for those of you who do like spicy peppers, you may want to choose something like the Chinese 5-color one. Did you find one for you, Micah? No?
What's that?
So check out all these peppers that we just harvested. And there's still peppers on the plants. So, but that'll be good for now. So just in the few plants that we have here in this section, we are filling up this bowl here of all these peppers. So these right here are some peppers that we're trying for the first time this year. These are a bell pepper called Purple Horizon. And they're not growing as big as I'd like for them to. We've tried spacing our plants out a little bit further out this year because we have had a history of plants or the peppers not growing to be large for our bell peppers. So I think we're just lacking in some nutrients. We're going to try to work on improving that. But right now we just have these little cute purple thingies. Oh wow, check out this neat grasshopper. And that is one neat looking grasshopper. Never seen an orange one before. So earlier it was overcast and it was actually pretty nice, but now it's sunny and hot and humid. But after we harvested everything, and I harvested the arugula, brought it over to the stock tank to wash it off. And then from the stock tank, took the arugula, put it in our salad spinner, our new salad spinner that I'm pretty excited about. And you actually get a little bit of an arm workout spinning out the greens in this salad spinner. And Selah was pretty eager to give it a try. However, the salad spinner was a little bit all over the table, so I came by to give her a hand. After we dry off the arugula in the salad spinner, we carry it over to our drying table. And the drying table has a fan right on top just to help dry off that last little bit of moisture to help before packaging. And then for packaging, I typically package the arugula either in 2-pound bags, those are typically for our wholesale customers like our restaurants and chefs, or I'll do them in 6-ounce bags, and those usually go to our CSA customers. And as I was cleaning and finishing up from harvest day, Lacie was inside prepping dinner, using some of the arugula that we harvested today. Alright, so our day on the farm of harvesting is over, and it is dinner time, which is one of my favorite times of the day. And Lacie has prepared a couple items using the arugula that we harvested today. So let's check out the spread. So what do we have here?
Me.
You? Yeah, we know we have you. So what do we have to eat here?
We have tacos.
Taco Tuesday.
That's right, Taco Tuesday.
Apple. And
What do we have, Micah?
Rice.
Rice?
What else?
Apple.
Apple? Meat?
Cheese.
Deal.
Yeah. What?
That's it.
Yeah, where's your tortilla at? Aren't you having a taco? You ate it already. Is it in there?
No.
So what about the arugula? What did you do with the arugula, Lacie?
So we have some fresh arugula here if you want to use it as lettuce. But I also made almost like a pesto sauce. It's garlic, arugula, a little bit of salt, some olive oil. It wasn't coming together quite right, so I threw some mayonnaise in there and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And the arugula can be quite bitter sometimes. So I added in just a little bit of brown sugar to kind of balance out the flavor, and it's not quite as bitter as it was.
So is arugula itself bitter, or is it when you make it into the pesto that it kind of gives a little bitterness to the flavor?
Like whenever you eat it as like a leafy green, it really isn't bitter. It has that nice peppery flavor. But for whatever reason, whenever I put it in my food processor, it has a bitter flavor to it. It may just be because the amount of arugula that I put in there, but it does turn bitter, so you have to balance out that flavor.
So what are some things that you added to the arugula, to the pesto there to kind of counteract that bitter flavor?
Well, most of the time if something's bitter, I'll add a little bit of like an acid. This time I added apple cider vinegar, and then I'll taste it again, and if it's still bitter, I'll add just a little bit of sugar to balance out that flavor. I didn't have any maple syrup or honey this time, so I just put in about a tablespoon of brown sugar, and that helped it out a lot.
Well, I'm gonna sit down here and enjoy this dinner and enjoy the arugula that Lacie has included in the dinner. So pretty excited about that. Make sure you stay tuned for our next vlog, because we're gonna get out there, we're gonna be getting busy with prepping our garden for fall and winter. So see you next time. Grow on. So I put the pesto on there, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more arugula. Arugula.